Almost 2 years ago, Meg and I decided we wanted to go to Italy, but we wanted to go with some friends to make it more fun. So we FaceTimed Blake and Amanda and told them about our idea. We invited them over and convinced them to join us on a 2-week trip across Italy. We stayed in 4 places: Venice, Florence, Sorrento, and Rome. I'm not usually one for spoilers within the first 30 seconds, but it's my video, who cares? We had a pretty good travel day, except for when our Airbnb host was busy, so she sent another lady to check us in, and that lady did not speak a lick of English. So we got 10 minutes of instructions on this Airbnb in Italian.
John just kept saying, yes, yes, okay. Even though John told her multiple times, I don't understand what you're saying.
I don't understand.
We all took a second to rinse off, and now we're on our way to grab a bite to eat. Our lunch spot was just a little hole in the wall called Crepes by Pepe. We got a sweet one, a savory one, and they were phenomenal.
You know, I wanted to do something nice for my family, send a nice little postcard. So I just went in to see if that's something I can do here, you know, conveniently outside of the postcard place. No understanding English, so Blake gets no help.
Venice is an absolute maze. It's just a series of alleys and squares.
Nobody's here to help us if we get... People are probably gonna come running out these doors and shank us.
I had been told that the best thing to do in Venice is to just get lost in its alleyways, and that's what we did when we got there.
We just got our first Italian gelato. I got strawberry. It's so good and cheap too. This is perfect.
We have a guy playing some music just outside of our window.
At night.
We decided to go with 4 Airbnbs instead of hotels because I think it gives you a more authentic experience. There aren't a whole lot of bridges that connect one side of the Grand Canal to the other in Venice, so they have these gondola rides called traghettos, which just take you from one side to the other. We've made it to St. Mark's Square, which is the heart of Venice. We're going to do the 4 museums here, the main one being Doge's Palace. It's much busier here than it is back by where our Airbnb is.
Prison. We did Doge's Palace first, and now we're doing these other 3 museums. This is the Museum Corriere.
waiting in line for a gelato place called Suso. Megan and Amanda say it's the best gelato in Italy.
Suso. Oh wait, it's supposed to be the best gelato in Venice.
Lemony.
We just tried to get on the Vaporetto at Rialto with Blake and Amanda, and we got cut off, so...
Blake and Amanda are 20 minutes ahead of us.
I'm not sure if they know where they're going. The boat was so packed, we had to climb over the railing to get off the boat. Just got here, and Blake and Amanda are here, so...
We're gonna look at their location and see where they went. They cut John off, and I'm like, no, I'm with him. So then the guy moves me back with him.
We had a couple of hours just to chill back at the Airbnb and watch out the balcony. Now we're gonna go find some dinner. At this point, we had grown accustomed to waking up and hanging out the window overlooking our canal. I woke up at 7 and ventured out to solve a problem that I foresaw us facing soon, a toilet paper shortage. I did get stuck while using an Italian checkout machine, and none of the employees spoke English. Just found it. But I made it back with a croissant. On our third day in Venice, we took the Vaporetto, or water bus, to Murano and Burano, two small islands near Venice. Murano is known for glass blowing, while Burano is known for the delicate handcrafted lace they produce. Luckily, I was tipped to go to Burano first, which is the further island, which allowed us to avoid all the crowds that typically do them in the opposite order. Today we took the Vaporetto to Murano and Burano. We decided to go to the further one first, which is Burano. Burano is known for lace. Murano is known for glass blowing. They're both very charming little colorful towns. We actually got off a stop early and we're gonna walk a little ways to Burano so we get a nice little walk on this smaller, more quaint island. Burano is something out of a Disney movie. Every building in this city is vibrant and colorful. The local government requires them to keep their houses painted certain colors.
I'm buying a garter for my wedding. Doesn't exist here.
You both got one?
Yeah, not yet.
Hang in there, John.
Megan and Amanda both bought garters for their wedding days. Burano has been noted as the finest lace in Europe, but each lace piece can take weeks to finish by hand. We are thoroughly enjoying Burano. We've all gotten some various lace handmade items. We're gonna get some gelato and then possibly make our way over to Burano. I heard that the reason all of the houses are so colorful was originally to help fishermen find their way back in fog. We're on the boat right now, on our way to Murano.
Yes!
You have anything to say, Blake?
I dare somebody to pickpocket me. Little elbow to the back.
So we made it and we're gonna go try to find some famous Murano glass.
We're at a glass factory in Murano, which is what they're known for.
This is where they make most of the glass that they sell in all the gift shops around Murano, and they have their own showroom, so we're gonna go see if we can find something there. I got a garter from Murano. Amanda got one too.
Amanda did not pay for that.
Because she has a wedding coming up that she can wear it for.
That's crazy.
Mine will be eventually.
That's crazy, because I bought the thing on her finger and that.
Yes, we have both of them.
We are disproportionately spending right now.
Join the club.
But you're spending money on.
Ah!
It's not the girl. Look how cute.
That's right.
It's like.
The lace lady said ladybugs are good luck here.
This is the bracelet that I got from Murano, made out of Murano glass. This is John's, made out of Murano glass. A little bit more manly version of this.
We ended up getting some American food tonight to take a break from the pizza and pasta. This morning we're packing up to head to Florence. Luckily we're not sitting on our bags to get them to close this time because I bought a duffel bag on Amazon that packs into a tiny little square, and we just opened it up, put all of our dirty clothes in there. Now it was super easy to pack up. So today obviously we're heading to Florence. We have a 2-hour train ride via a company called Italo. So we're gonna go grab a coffee at a place called Crepes by Pepe that we ate on the first day. And we're gonna go back, finish packing up, and head to the train station.
One last look at the canal. I got a Nutella and banana crepe for breakfast.
We got to sit there and talk to the guy that owns that place for a little while. He has all these pictures on the wall of various places he's been around the world of his life. Cool guy to talk to. Speaks okay English. It's funny because you enter this super old door, go down this old hallway, take a step into our Airbnb, and it's like this super modern building. Are you guys excited to visit our
train? Getting on the, was it Treno? El Treno? We're about to get on our first train. John got us first class tickets. I don't want to get pickpocketed. Me either.
We're on our first train ride to Florence. It takes about 2 hours, I think. Pretty nice. We're in business class, and it's very comfy. A lot comfier than the plane. How do you like business class, Blake?
Good. It's a lot better than the plane. 9 hours.
Welcome to our place. This is the living area. We are in Florence. This is our laundry room in this area right here. We have a washer and dryer separate. They left us some snacks and drinks. And then this is our room. So I already kind of took some things out there. Gold bathroom. Blake eating snacks.
I'm out of snacks.
My room is over here. They have the blue room. See, they have blue room. Blue room.
Does anybody want to read a book?
This is the other bathroom, right here. It is the exact same thing as that bathroom. And then they left us some wine in the fridge.
Once again, this host happens to be out of town today. First vacation he's taken in 5 years. So we got checked in by his cleaner, who barely spoke English. Better than the last lady.
She gave good instructions. She's got emergency numbers. We didn't know what those were up until this point.
Apparently it's not 911.
And these look like Twinkies. Cone yogurt, magro, calling us Americans fat, giving us cheese puffs and Twinkies. But I'll take it.
We made it to a restaurant in Florence. I'll show you what the outside looks like. Florence is known for two things, leather and steak. We made it to one of the little leather markets. Florence is a much larger city than what we're used to so far. We made our way over to the Arno River, and you kind of see the Ponte Vecchio bridge in the background. Florence is the kind of place where you turn a corner and accidentally run into a 700-year-old masterpiece. It's home of the Renaissance, Michelangelo's David, Da Vinci, Galileo, and the place where I almost got hit by a Vespa crossing the street. We just had some pizza for dinner right on the Arno River. I'll show you the place we had dinner at.
Are we looking for a wine window?
Yeah, we're gonna go try to find one of those little wine windows. I'm starting to like Florence a lot more now that we've gotten kind of acclimated to it. It's got some good nightlife. I gotta admit, it took us a while to adjust coming from our quiet little area in Venice to this bustling city of Florence, but it's really starting to grow on me. Down by the Arno River is stunning. I like all these piazzas right now. We're in right by Santa Maria Novella. Throughout Florence, you'll find a ton of these little wine windows around. This one was a little more unique since it had the underground portion.
3 Moscato.
Yes. They date back to the 1600s when families would sell wine directly through the side of their house to avoid taxes. But during the plague, they became even more useful for obvious reasons.
Went to the wine window and got ourselves some wine.
It's not in a glass because it's takeout, obviously, since you're just getting it out of a little hole in the ground. That wine window was cool because it was at floor level, just on the side of the sidewalk. Today is Friday. It's our first full day in Florence. We're doing 3 nights in the other 3 places, but 4 nights in Florence because we heard it's a big city. There's a lot to do. I love going out to get coffee at around 8 to 9 a.m. because a bunch of the locals are all buzzing around to work. Really cool environment around this time. Today I'm not just going to the first place on the right. I found a place that allegedly makes some good American-style iced coffee. Got a taxi all the way to the Duomo because today we're climbing all the way to the top of it and we wanted to be fresh by the time we got here. We have a time slot here at 10:30 to climb 463 steps straight to the top. I'll try to zoom in and show you the people. Think about this climb coming up.
I'm just glad there's a lot of older people around. Senior citizens are surrounding us, so I'm feeling good about it. It's gonna be a lot. You think there's an elevator to take us like up to the dome part?
No. As Blake continued contemplating what he'd signed himself up for, we began our ascent. All 463 steps to the top of Brunelleschi's dome. Built in the 1400s without modern machinery, it was the largest masonry dome in the world. We're already in the thick of it. It makes you a little dizzy going up a spiral staircase that's just shoulder width apart from side to side for a while. But I don't know if I like being on this ledge as much because the ledge we're standing on is hanging over the edge and this thing was built in like 1500. How you guys feeling?
It's not that bad.
Straight up. We need some gelato. The stairwells twist between the inner and outer domes, and by the time you hit the top, you've earned a 360-degree view of Florence that somehow makes it all worth it. It's a very cool view.
It's like a story being told back in, when was this made? The 1400s? 1300s?
Yeah, 1415.
1415? I mean, just look at this little doorway entry, just that alone. Like, how did they make it?
After climbing the Duomo, we checked out the Opera del Duomo Museum, which holds many of the original sculptures and artifacts from the cathedral. See Brunelleschi's dome right behind us that we climbed to the very top of earlier. Then we headed into the baptistry, one of the oldest buildings in Florence, with that insane golden mosaic ceiling that you've probably seen pictured. This is the 4th largest church in the world, the first being the one at the Vatican. Up there is where we climbed top of the dome this morning. Last stop was Santa Reparata, the ruins of the original church that are basically buried layers beneath the current cathedral. It also acted as a crypt at one point, so you'll see a lot of sarcophagi. Next, we wandered over to Piazza Santa Croce, right by the Florence Leather School, where students are taught the art of leather. Everything there is super high quality and, yeah, kind of pricey, but I did grab a little something to bring home. After that, we had dinner at Osteria San Fiorenzo, which is a cozy little spot Megan's mom recommended right by this piazza. As a bonus, it had one of those tiny wine windows built into the wall, so naturally we had to try it.
I wish it was me.
Someone just got engaged.
Oh yeah, they're already.
We wrapped up the night by strolling over to the spot where the original David statue used to stand. From the 1500s to the 1800s, the original statue of David, carved by Michelangelo, sat right here in this spot until in the late 1800s, I think it was, they built a contraption to move it inside of the Academia Gallery. So this is a 2-scale clone. I think it's around 17 feet tall.
Sir. Okay, so we just went to the famous affogato place, Vivoli, behind us.
We ended our night by taking a walk along the Arno River, snapping a few pics, and right as we were soaking in the view, an old lady casually chucked a dead bird off her balcony onto someone below.
Off the edge?
So yeah, Florence was really starting to show us how it's going to compete with our other Italian cities. Today's our second full day in Florence. We booked one of those long all-day tours where you take a motor coach, visit a few different cities. We're going to Pisa, Siena, and San Gimignano. We are doing a tour of a winery in Tuscany.
Let's do it like this.
No worries. In the afternoon we're gonna have a better plan. We're gonna have also
We're in the medieval city of Siena. This is our first stop on our tour of Tuscany. We have little earpieces so we can hear our guide. Siena is split into 17 different neighborhoods called contrade, and each one has its own flag and mascot. This is home of the Palio, a wild horse race that happens twice a year in the main square, Piazza del Campo. It's not some touristy performance either. It's a real competition with a whole lot of pride, strategy, and quite the drama.
Your city packed into Il Campo, it's race time. They race bareback like crazy while spectators go wild. The winning contrada goes berserk. Tears of joy flow, people embrace. The winners thunder through the streets and eventually into the cathedral.
The whole city basically shuts down to relive this tradition that's been going on since the 1600s. Arrived at our small family-owned winery for some lunch and a wine tasting in Tuscany.
Even open air, and then we do the horseback riding. And here we have the farm, and we produce.
What's this, I guess?
Yeah, that's all yours. San Gimignano is a medieval town in Tuscany known for its medieval towers. At its peak, there were around 72 tower houses built by wealthy families as a symbol of their status, but today, only 14 of them stand. The taller the tower, the richer and more powerful the family was. This is the second city we're visiting today. It's a medieval city known as the medieval Manhattan because it has 14 massive towers that stick out from it. It's called San Gimignano.
Not until you emerge into it.
After grabbing some gelato in San Gimignano, we made our way to Pisa, which is not that glorious of a city if you didn't know. Our last stop of the day, you see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Spoiler alert, it's a piece of crap.
Yeah, other than the tower, the pizza was kind of like Chuck E. Cheese-ish. We ordered a margarita. It did not look like any margarita we've ordered here. It was just a basic cheese pizza from Chuck E. Cheese. And they're selling umbrellas out the wazoo, straight from Uganda.
There's just a bunch of immigrants selling umbrellas and fake Rolexes, and they literally start bombarding you from the second you get off the bus
At
till...
the dinner table, too, they came up with the Rolexes. Pretty good price for a Rolex, though.
Been here twice, first and last.
Yeah, I don't even have any words.
We got caught in traffic on our 12-hour tour, so it ended up being like a 13-hour tour.
McDonald's, hopefully.
What is it called?
Apparently Macker's to the Aussies.
We've made it. What time is it?
9:18.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Today is our very last day in Florence, and we are headed to get some breakfast and coffee.
Today was supposed to be the day we rented mopeds, but there was a little bit of issue with booking the second one. When I booked our 2 mopeds, I didn't actually pay for them, but it said the booking was complete. So I gave the guy a call, and he said there was only one left and I needed to pay for it, and he had one that he didn't have listed that he could probably give to us if we showed up. So we showed up and lucked out. We got the last 2 scooters, and I'm so glad we did because this ended up being one of the most fun things I've ever done. He was super helpful and gave us good instructions, and I kind of had to tell him that we both had experience driving scooters because I just figured that Blake had also driven some 2-wheeled machines in his life. Turns out he actually had 0 experience driving things like this, and it was a bit of a struggle from the start. I was simultaneously ecstatic at how much fun I was having, but also panicking every time I would look in my rearview mirror and not see them turn the corner that we just turned. But regardless, we made it to our first stop at Piazzale Michelangelo. What happened?
We're gonna die. We went straight to the tree, straight into the car, straight into the fence.
What happened, Blake?
My Vespa doesn't turn.
I didn't think I had to tell him you just lean instead of turning the handlebars.
So when you try and go around a roundabout, it doesn't work. And then there was about 5 cars behind me, so I got scared. So I tried to get over to the side, and then I stopped about an inch in front of one of those poles before my mirror got taken off. My right foot went into a tree to use it as a brake. I don't like Vespas.
Like, you don't think about it.
So I think we needed a good reward for the journey we just took. You think you're gonna make it this time? Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Luca pulled out a map and drew out some driving directions for 2 spots that he recommended. The first was Castello Vecchio Maggio, a winery. The second was a small town called Monte Fiorale.
Ready to go to the winery?
Ready to be at my final destination.
After the most stunning drive, we arrived at Castello Vecchio Maggio.
This is so cool.
Did you guys get to enjoy the view? I was tremoring.
I took a lot of videos.
How did you like the drive, Blake?
Initially, I was very scared because getting up to the Michelangelo view was nerve-wracking because I almost hit a sign and I did go into a tree and we almost lost the mirror. As we started to get a little bit more comfortable.
No, we didn't have wood.
Yeah, we didn't have another mirror.
That's just a sign.
As we started to pick up a little speed, surprisingly, I got more comfortable. You just had to swerve, bend that corner, whoa.
I might swerve in that corner, whoa.
They start you out in the heart of Florence, which was very chaotic driving.
And you have to get approval from the guy to drive. So I literally went down a straight strip, shaking the whole time, not knowing how to brake or go. I finally just manually turned it around after going up on a curb. I drove down, the guy was like, yep, looks good, sign here.
Sign here. I also made one wrong turn, so we did it up on like a highway at one point, but it was nice because since there were so many lanes, everybody could pass us. The guy that rented us the Vespas recommended this winery called Castello Vecchio Maggio. This is probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. The drive here was absolutely stunning. I mean, we're just driving through these rolling hills in Tuscany with these old villages we're passing through. The first stop we pulled out to was actually just the winery portion. Now we're at the actual restaurant. Just as beautiful. It's kind of like a castle on the hill. We probably don't look dressed for this level of restaurant, but they sat us in our own little room.
Probably because of that.
They're real.
They're real. We just had a great lunch. I got pasta with spaghetti sauce, pomodoro. It was fabulous. I had to ask for it because the menu, we were a little bit weirded out by it at first, but it ended up being really, really good.
This is probably the absolute highlight of my trip. I love Tuscany. I would come here and stay for a week and just ride mopeds around and see the countryside. Yep. The gravel's slick. Our second stop in the second city that was recommended to us was Montefiorale. It's very beautiful because there's not a lot of people here because none of the tour buses or anything come here because it's hard to get to. Not a lot of good roads. Perfect to come to on a moped. Montefiorale is a small 11th century medieval town that was once the home to some of Leonardo da Vinci's family. It's located in the Chianti region, and after we visited this town, we made our way to Grieve and Chianti.
I love this little charming town. It's so cute. I love it.
There is no better way to see Tuscany than on a moped.
As we have a scooter. We're getting back on the scooter and we're gonna go stop at a couple other towns, I think. Warming my soul.
That was the best latte I've ever had.
It was so good.
Why did you lose?
I don't know. It was so cheap. Yep.
Are you on my head?
So what town is this?
This is called Greve in Chianti. It's a little town we found on the way back to Florence. We found a little shop that makes miscellaneous kitchen items out of olive wood.
I got a little coaster made of olive tree wood for my coffee. Sit in my office. I'm so excited about it. Our video.
I want to get it to work. Oh, I think it was cooking.
Today we are heading to Sorrento. We have a 3-hour train ride direct to Naples, and then we have a private driver picking us up on the platform and taking us out to our Airbnb on the coast in Sorrento. At about 7:50 a.m. this morning, we were woken up by a crazy storm. The rain was beating against the window, and by the time we got up, it's a beautiful day, the sun's out. I think we lucked out. Would not have been nice walking 5 minutes to the train station with our bags if it was pouring rain. From like 8 to 10 a.m. it's my favorite time to go out and get a croissant and a coffee. It's a lot of locals and it's very bustling at this time in Florence. Hey, that's me. We're ready.
Okay, let's go.
Our driver met us at the platform, walked us out of the train station, and right to our Mercedes Sprinter. Vincenzo dropped us off right at our doorstep. Our host Anna met us and showed us around the Airbnb. It's got a beautiful view of the ocean, but we are starving because it's 3:30 and we haven't had lunch yet, so we're gonna run out and find a pizzeria. This is pretty cool.
We are just walking around enjoying Sorrento, kind of getting our bearings here. We're realizing it's kind of high-end, a lot of ritzy stores. We're gonna go try to find some lemon sorbet, lemon in a lemon.
Sorrento is known for lemons, so everywhere you go they sell like lemon sorbet inside of a sliced lemon.
On a little shop, a family-owned shop, where a lot of famous people come to get their lemon sorbet.
All those pictures were from the guy that founded that store. A bunch of famous people have been there, like the Pope, Jennifer Lopez. I just picked out Blake's lobster.
I really wish I didn't see that.
Was he fighting for his life too?
What'd you get, Blake?
Life gave me lemons. Or lemon.
Why did you run?
What, they've got a camera and coming after me.
We had a great dinner in the lemon orchard, if that's what you call it. We're just gonna take a little stroll and then head back to the Airbnb, and I'll show you what our Airbnb looks like.
The only time I think I might outrun somebody. There's an animal tape.
I'll show you our abode. Living room. Bathroom.
Hello?
Our bedroom with a view. You can't see it right now. That's Amanda and Blake's room and bathroom. We're gonna get some sleep because we have a boat tour in the morning. We're gonna see the Amalfi Coast and stop and dock our boat and go up onto Amalfi and Positano. All right, it's our first full day in Sorrento.
Yes.
Today we're doing a little boat tour on a small boat of the Amalfi Coast. Giuseppe and Francesco are going to show us around, show us Amalfi, Positano. We'll get off and view those two spots.
Yep.
It should be a pretty nice day.
And
Sun's coming out.
We just got here on an Uber Black, and it was a good decision because
Sometimes it's nice to just choose the luxury option.
The boat driver can take a man from me.
I didn't think much could top our Vespa day in Tuscany, but this boat charter ended up tying for my favorite experience in Italy. You can see Positano out there.
Addicted by the gods. So they stay blocked on this.
Our first stop today is we're going to Amalfi, but you can see Positano right now to our left, which is our second stop. Francesco and Giuseppe just dropped us off at the beautiful Amalfi Coast. They packed us some lunches. We have some caprese sandwiches. We're gonna spend about an hour and a half in Amalfi before we head over to Positano. We are on our way to Positano.
Yes, I'm excited to see it. Get to walk around. We just left the Amalfi Coast. It was pretty cool, pretty busy. I'm glad we're not staying there, but it was super cool to see.
I think Blake and I are gonna jump in.
Is it cold? No, you're lying. They're lying to you.
A noodle.
John, do you want a noodle?
Noodle. No thanks.
He wants to swim with the fish.
What?
Are you a little chilly there, Blake?
No, it feels good.
You feel good?
Yes.
Was that cool?
We have for meals before.
Yeah.
What do you think, JD? Did you see the fish?
There's so many fish down there.
Should I go? All right, Amanda. Whoa, she did it. Are you done? Oh, I'm done. Look at them go. They're swimming. Oh my gosh. They're swimming over towards the cave. We're gonna see. I'm not sure if they're gonna go in or not. I'm not sure how far they can go. A little bit more how small they are, how far away from the boat they've ventured. Robin, I'm sorry if you're watching this. I let your son be dangerous. Oh God. Oh my God! Why did you do that? And I got a video of it for the memories. You guys could tell your kids about this one day.
The salt water tastes very salty here.
Yeah.
Thank you. I liked Positano more than Amalfi. Amalfi felt a lot more chaotic and touristy. Positano just had a better vibe overall.
It's a lot of steps. This whole place is just a giant hill. Doug would hate it.
We've made it to a viewpoint where you can see the beach and the hills of Positano.
John had an idea and said, let's keep going up. Well, now we have to go walk all the way back down to the boat.
It felt like we walked for 5 minutes. It was totally worth this view.
Guys, it's 20 plus 8. Almost 2 degrees warmer.
Oh, okay.
2 degrees warmer?
Almost 21 cents. I want to jump on it, but please.
Oh yeah, this is.
Oh, it's warmer.
Okay, so we have
No.
It's like a hot tub.
I don't know if I believe you guys.
we go together.
It's actually better than last time.
Say Sorrento.
It's a long swim back.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I feel good now.
You enjoying the swimming? Amanda? Are you enjoying the swimming? You a little chilly?
It's nature's ice bath.
Yeah, it really is.
This was our second swimming stop for the day, right off of Positano. We're in a little sea cave right now.
Yep.
another cave right now, and you can see the fish in the water. After wrapping up one of the most fun days I've ever had, Francesco had a little surprise for us.
It's special because it's my grandmother Franca limoncello. No joking. So this is homemade. Different one you can find in the shops.
Okay.
But I advertise you is quite strong.
This is going to be one of the highlights of our whole trip to Italy. We had such a good time on that boat tour.
It was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
One of the most beautiful places ever. This and the mopeds in Tuscany. These are the top two so far.
This has been one of the best trips of my life. We've had so much fun.
The Amalfi Coast and this whole area around Sorrento and Positano and Amalfi just looks something like something out of a movie. Now we are going to make the trek back to the Airbnb and maybe pick up a couple pizzas from Franco's on the way there. We just had some great pizza and cannolis from Franco's. We're back to the Airbnb. It's only about 7:30, 7:45, so we can take an early night tonight. I wanted to show you the view off our balcony towards the ocean. I just figured out that these shades go up with the remotes they gave us. Now we're gonna sit out on our patio and watch the sunset.
He stays away by the mermaid, so we went right through that lagoon here.
How did you like our boat tour?
I loved it. It was so much fun.
I think what made it so good were the two guys, Francesco and Giuseppe. They were absolutely amazing, just phenomenal guys. They're young, fun, used my camera and took pictures and videos of us. Super knowledgeable. Pulled our boat into a cave at one point.
It was really nice to see both of those places without having to, fight the crowds and everything.
Oh yeah, there's no better way to see the coast than what we did. And
oh yeah.
It was just us and two other couples sitting with us, and we got lucky and got paired up with some people that we really like, so we talked to them the whole time.
Not near as cold as when we jumped in Washington. That was the coldest water I've ever been.
Yeah, the first swimming spot, it was about 19 Celsius, and the second was around 22. It had warmed up.
Yeah, and it wasn't
the water
terrible.
was crystal clear. It was around 20-some feet deep, and when we were snorkeling, he gave us some snorkel masks, and he would throw breadcrumbs on top of us, and all these fish would swarm us. Tomorrow, we're taking a little minibus over to Pompeii and doing a guided tour with a group of about 20 people of some of the archaeological sites at Pompeii.
Yep.
Well, see you tomorrow. Today we are in the ancient city of Pompeii, where Mount Vesuvius erupted in, I think, around 79 AD and buried the town. Pompeii is like an entire Roman city that just hit pause in the middle of everyday life. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted and covered the entire place in volcanic ash almost instantly.
So our tour guide said this is the most famous spot in Pompeii. You can see Mount Vesuvius right behind us.
People didn't even have time to escape. They were frozen mid-run, mid-conversation, even mid-meal. When the city was finally uncovered centuries later, archaeologists found everything perfectly preserved. What makes it even crazier is that the ash left behind empty spaces where bodies had once been. So when they poured plaster into those gaps, they created full casts of people in their final moments. You can walk around today and see exactly how they lived, from bakeries to fancy houses with mosaics and even some graphic art in the brothels. It's a pretty good snapshot of what Roman life was like. When we were walking around the ruins near Pompeii, we saw these holes carved into the stone down below us. I had guessed that they were used to tie up horses, but it turns out they were used to tie up boats, which is insane because we were over a mile from the coast. Pompeii used to be a port city, but the eruption of Vesuvius completely changed the landscape. We made it back from our tour of Pompeii at about 12:30, 12:45. It was actually much more enjoyable than I thought it would. Our tour guide, Luigi, was great. He made it super interesting, and we got there super early, and he kind of ran us around to the different spots so we could get there before the crowd. So we kind of had a lot of the spots to ourselves.
Oh my gosh, okay, cut. So we just ate lunch at a little British pub, and then we ran and got a little espresso coffee drink. We found a lemon garden. It is so cool.
There's not a whole lot of lemons in this particular garden, probably because people picked them and eat them. Trying to get some lemons.
Wow. We're heading back to the Airbnb to relax for a little bit, but Amanda wanted to take the scenic route, so we're gonna take the route by the ocean. And
Blake's eating the spoils of our lemon pickings. Good?
That's good. It's sour.
For our last night in Sorrento, we're going to do dinner on the water, but that does mean taking a lot of steps down to the water.
it's not even like real.
Our dinner for the night, Bar Ruscio.
It's beautiful.
This week also happens to be when one of the sailing competitions is going on. Yeah, at some point we started telling people Blake was one of the sailors competing tomorrow.
Putting on that championship Rolex tomorrow. It's perfect timing, baby.
I found that most of these cities are much better at night because there's almost no one here. Sorrento is empty right now.
Good morning! We are heading to Rome today. We're about to go get on our private transfer and get on the train and head to our very last stop on our Italy trip.
We found a Starbucks, so we're going to get some coffee for the train ride. It's only about an hour to Rome from here, so not very long.
It's good.
We have arrived in Rome. Now we're going to catch a little taxi to our Airbnb. Welcome to MTV Cribs. Just made it to our Rome Airbnb. Here you will see we have a beautiful view. Take two. Here you will see a beautiful view of some things. Over there is the kitchen, but I'll show you our room first. A lot of storage here. Here is our bed and our bathtub. Where's the shower, you ask? Not in the toilet room. Our shower is in here. Yes, and you can even open the window if you want to be voyeuristic. All right, this is the toilet room. You can sit on the toilet and look 6 stories down if you'd like. Show them the view. Moving on to the kitchen, we have a nice spiral piece of material here and another great view of Rome. MTV Cribs, this is Blake and Amanda's crib. We had a great taxi ride here. Don't ask Blake about it.
No, we didn't.
Basically, the 4 of us and our driver, who didn't speak one single word of English, were crammed in a compact Prius.
Let's start before we even got our vehicle, and that old hag just decided to sidestep us and take the vehicle that we would all fit in, like, perfect. That's why the Roman Empire no longer exists, because they can't even figure out a taxi station.
Look at that, a normal shower.
We don't really have anything planned today, so we're just gonna go explore Rome a little bit. We might go see the Pantheon. Our 2 full days in Rome, the first one we are doing the Colosseum and a couple other things like the Roman Forum. And the next day we're going to the Vatican. Pope has not been chosen yet. Black's vote today, one more vote today to find out if it gets chosen on day 2. We'll see. We're settled into our apartment. It's super nice, so we're gonna head out and explore. We're on the 5th or 6th floor, whatever the top floor of our building is. Pretty sketchy elevator.
We decided to come here and get their famous pizza.
The Pantheon in Rome is a 2,000-year-old architectural marvel. It was built by Emperor Hadrian, and it has the world's largest unreinforced concrete dome. Our first impression of Rome was probably what most people feel. It's big, busy, and absolutely packed with history and monuments. The monument to Victor Emmanuel II, also known as Vittoriano, is a massive white marble landmark in the heart of Rome. It was built to honor Italy's first king and its unification. It's one of Rome's most iconic monuments. When we got back to our Airbnb, I was scrolling on Twitter and saw a post from 3 seconds prior that had some news.
You can hear it. They chose a new pope, so they're ringing the bell.
They just selected a new pope about 2 minutes ago, and we can hear the bells coming from St. Peter's Basilica. We considered taking a taxi over to the Vatican to see him come out on the platform, but as soon as the white smoke came up, we could tell the traffic got crazy, and it would have probably been absolutely nuts trying to get down there. Only 2 people could go in the elevator at a time, so Amanda and Blake went up the elevator first, and the guy asked them if they wanted to wait for their mom and dad.
So we made out.
You just agreed with him?
Well, as soon as he said it, he saw you guys over the elevator.
Good morning from Rome. Today we're gonna go see the Trevi Fountain. After that, we're doing the Roman Forum, and we have our special attic tickets to the Colosseum at around 2:10. Now we're in the Roman Forum. Should spend like an hour to 2 hours here before we head to the Colosseum at 2:10 for our attic tickets. We're in the underground tunnel that connects the Trajan's Column portion of the Roman Forum to the other larger portion. The Roman Forum is an open-air museum of crumbling temples, arches, and ancient streets that once formed the political, religious, and social center of the Roman Empire. I actually enjoyed it much more than I thought I would, even though it's just a bunch of ruins. If you've ever heard of Julius Caesar, this is where he was cremated after his assassination in 44 BCE. About a month before our trip to the Colosseum, I found myself awake at 2:45 a.m. obsessively refreshing my browser to snag one of the rarest tickets in Rome, access to the attic level of the Colosseum. I wasn't even sure it would be worth it at the time, but in the end it turned out to be my favorite experience in the city. It started with an elevator ride partway up, followed by a climb to the 5th and highest floor of the Colosseum. We just took the elevator to the top of the Colosseum, and there's no one here. From there, the view is unbelievable. You can see the entire arena, the Roman Forum, and the city out the back. Best of all, we had it almost entirely to ourselves. The attic level is extremely limited, with only about 8 tickets sold per time slot. It was 100% worth waking up at like 2:45 to get these tickets. It's just us and 2 other people up here, and we are at the very top of the Colosseum. In its heyday, the Colosseum could hold up to 50,000 people. It was completed in 80 CE and hosted events for 400 years, like gladiator battles, animal hunts, and even mock naval battles when the arena was intentionally flooded. They said that over 500,000 people and more than 1 million animals are believed to have died here. The underground section you can see from up top was a 2-level network of tunnels and cages where the gladiators and animals were held before appearing in the arena via elevators. The Colosseum still stands as the largest ancient amphitheater ever built, and now one of the 7 wonders of the world. So we packed some carry-ons on the way here because that's what we do when we go to Europe. Well, it's just going to be too much work to cram it all in our bags. So I negotiated with this guy and got a suitcase for us to put some stuff in on the way home. Today's our last day in Italy. We are at the Vatican, touring the Vatican Museum. When we got to the Vatican Museums, we didn't realize just how huge it was. It wasn't just one museum. It was actually 26 different museums, all connected, filled with everything from Egyptian mummies to ancient Roman sculptures to Renaissance masterpieces. We were told there were over 70,000 pieces of art, and the whole place stretched about 9 miles. We were walking through room after room, and it felt endless. This is also where we were supposed to visit the Sistine Chapel, but it was still closed since they had just gotten done with the conclave. Postcard
Back at home?
from the smallest country in the world.
Here we go.
Then we made our way into St. Peter's Basilica, and it was honestly breathtakingly massive. It's the largest church in the world. The scale of everything just blew us away. Beneath the altar is believed to be the tomb of Peter. It was one of the most impressive buildings we'd ever stepped into. And just like that, our trip to Italy has come to an end. We learned a lot during this trip, especially how to beg for the bill after dinner. There's a lot of culture shock here. I thought a lot more people would speak better English, but there is a major language barrier.
I can't believe how much we've gotten to do in 2 weeks.
We had a great 2 weeks.
It's been amazing.
My 2 highlights are riding Vespas through Tuscany and the boat tour. I also loved climbing to the top of the dome in Florence.
Pope got selected when we were here, which is cool, and he's from America, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe that the 2 weeks are coming to an end. We're about to go out for our last dinner, and it's just gonna be over. It's just gonna be a memory. But we'll look back on this and be able to relive the memories, hopefully watching the video a little bit.
But as always, we will end this video with a montage of some of our favorite clips. Enjoy.